practice squad is here. If you're not feeling well somewhere and battling through your flu game, Jeff is proud of you.
OMJ.
I promise that's coming back later in the program today. Iman Shumpert is up early with us this morning. Tim Hasselbeck, the win man, is here on trade deadline day. But we begin with the Lakers in Brooklyn last night. This was like a practice. I just want everything I'm about to show you happened in the first half last night. Start first quarter. Luka, LeBron. Here's Luka. Here's LeBron. Watch the pass. Behind the back for Marcus Smart. So he's just getting started. All right, that's just getting started. This is the next possession. Luka says, you do that, I do this. That's through a double team.
Let's go.
To Jake LaRavia. Watch this. He's double teamed. Well, that's one way.
Oh, this warms my heart.
Now, this is going to be way better. You ready? Lakers up 22. We're in the second quarter. Austin Reeves back from injury. Watch this. Throw it off the glass for me.
Here we go.
Look at LeBron. LeBron, the wristband breaks on the dunk. Lakers by 24. And then, we're going to have a lot of defense in the Super Bowl on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So LeBron James would fit well in that. Here he is, interception.
Yeah.
And I was going the distance. Come on. LeBron James hammering it down. He had 25. We're still in the second quarter, by the way.
You said it was a practice.
The second. Look at this pass. Look at this.
Oh, my God.
Watch again. Watch the no look.
That is so
Watch
nasty.
this again. Watch.
So nasty.
Doncic at 24.
go.
Lakers win it. Going away. So
Greeny knew what I needed.
that was action on the
Got your
floor
day
last night.
going.
But there was also action around the deadline. The deadline is tomorrow, but we got big news last night. As we had told you was coming, the Clippers trading 11-time All-Star James Harden to the Cavaliers for Darius Garland and a second-round pick. It's a swap of star point guards 10 years apart in age. 36 is Harden, 26 is Garland. The addition of Harden has the potential to elevate Cleveland's ceiling as they try and win the East. This is what the odds tell us. They entered yesterday, the Cavs did, plus 500 to win the East at DraftKings Sportsbook. They're now plus 340, trailing only the Knicks. So it's the Knicks and then the Cavs. Their odds to win the title went from 22-1 to 13-1, tied for the third shortest odds in the entire NBA. So it is a big and meaningful deal, and let us dive deep into it with Iman Shumpert, who's up early with us, and we start with the win man. Windy, we had gotten the heads up, this was coming from Shams the night before. How did this go down, and what does it mean?
Well, James Harden late last night gave a very pleasant goodbye interview to our Ramona Shelburne, where he said a lot of emotional things about leaving his hometown team, the Clippers. And I'm here to tell you this is all about money, with all due respect, because basically James Harden wanted to be taken care of on his contract. He's 36 years old. His contract for next year was not guaranteed. And the Clippers, with unknown futures and unknown how this season's going to go, expressed that they were not, at this point at least, willing to pick that up or promise him a new deal. And so he sat out of 2 games. And the Clippers looked for a team that was interested in Harden. And now it's not easy to trade for a player in today's NBA that makes $40 million. It's a win-now player. But the Cavs were that team. And they are offering Darius Garland, a 10 years younger guard who has had injuries but has also made the All-Star game twice. And you had 2 teams going in different directions looking for different things. So the Clippers go younger with Darius Garland, who is likely not going to be able to play for them until after the All-Star break. And James Harden goes for his 4th career mid-season trade to Cleveland, where the Cavs are feeling significant pressure to have a big finish to this season because they've got their own contract situation with Donovan Mitchell coming up this summer.
Let's talk about him. Iman Shumpert, the fit. Donovan Mitchell plus James Harden. How do you like it?
Initially, when I saw it, not a big fan of it, just because they're both ball dominant, and I'd like to see James go somewhere where he can dominate the ball and be at his best. But now that it's a real thing, all I can think about is the benefit of him making a big man better. When you look at the history of James Harden has always been able to come in and make some sort of big man shine. And when you see him get brought into the Cleveland Cavaliers, though you take a hit on defense, I think what the Cavaliers are doing is trying to take a little pressure off of Donovan Mitchell as far as scoring the ball, make their bigs feel like more of a weapon when you start playing against other teams, and then have another guy at the end of games that can ISO. James Harden can do all those things. We just have the question marks by his name when they start coming to getting late in the playoffs because he's had his playoff woes. As long as he can take care of the ball, I think that, they can find a way to win. I don't know if it's a championship roster yet, but they can find a way to win.
Well, let's talk about, we're just quickly on that front, winning. Could you see them winning the East?
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I think
tough,
the
man.
issue is.
Oh, sorry. I meant that for Shump first. Sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead,
my bad.
Shump. Yeah, no, go ahead,
It's
Shump.
really
That's
for
my fault. I didn't specify. Could you see them winning the East? Iman Shumpert.
I want to show great respect to the Detroit Pistons, who had a very strong win last night against Denver. But the East is wide open, and the Cavs and the other teams like Boston, who made a deal yesterday, smell that, and that's why the Cavs feel like they could do something here that could make a big difference.
What do you think, Shump?
Yeah, I can agree with that. I got the Knicks winning too, man. I'm glad y'all got it down there with the analytics. I got the Knicks winning the whole time, and then the Pistons have been playing great. I think it's just tough to get in that mix. They've been playing some pretty good basketball, and when you've been together all year, it makes a difference than the guys that just got together at the All-Star break. So, I'm looking for a good playoffs, but this is the Knicks time to come out of the East.
Now, everyone is saying that, Wendy, and thus the expectation is because their roster feels ready that they're not going to make the Giannis move that so many in New York for so long have thought and hoped that they might. So where do we stand with Giannis now, whatever it is, 30 hours and change away from the deadline?
Yeah, well, actions over words. I don't think the Knicks have what's required on their roster to acquire Giannis. So if they wanted to, they would be out there trying to trade their current players for draft picks and young pieces that the Bucks would want, and they're not. So I'm taking the Knicks off the list until I have further information. I am seeing that action from teams like the Miami Heat and Minnesota Timberwolves. They are out there trying to find ways to improve their offer. The best standing offer that I'm aware of belongs to the Golden State Warriors, but I'm not seeing a lot of momentum towards Milwaukee making a Giannis move. It is only Wednesday. We have another day and a half, but I think Milwaukee is seriously considering staying put and pushing this off till summer.
There were a few of those deals yesterday that had us all doing the windy fingers as they were trying to acquire some of the, the little pieces they could make the deal. We are back on Get Up. Let me run the floor through all the action in the NBA. Last night, beginning in Dallas, Jaylen Brown had 33. Celtics beat the Mavs 110-100. Cooper Flagg had 36 in the loss. He becomes the first teenager in NBA history with 3 straight 30-point games. He's also the first rookie to average 35 points while shooting 55% from the floor over any 3-game span since Michael Jordan did it in 1985. Meanwhile, blockbuster trade in the league ahead of the deadline. Grizzlies appear to be tearing it down. They traded Jaren Jackson Jr. to the Jazz, part of an 8-player deal. 3 first-round picks headed back to Memphis. Memphis, of course, may not be done wheeling and dealing. We'll get to the Ja Morant of it all in a minute. And then speaking of trade talk, the Warriors played last night without Steph Curry. They got blown out by the Sixers in what might have been Draymond Green's last game with Golden State. Sources telling ESPN that Draymond's name has come up in active trade conversations, putting a 14-year run with the franchise in jeopardy. Here was Draymond asked about it last night.
I think a lot of people want to know, how I feel about it. Am I upset about it or, I'm not at all. I don't. If that's what's best for this organization, that's what's best for the organization. I'm not oh, man, they me over or something like that. I don't really feel that way. I've been here for 13 and a half years. I don't know that it ends at 13 and a half, but if it does, what a run it's been. I'll take the fine for it. What a run it's been. So that's just how I feel.
It's probably the right way to feel. Again, Iman Shumpert and Brian Windhorst with us. Klay Thompson not finishing his career as a Warrior. A lot of greats don't finish their careers with the teams for which they will always be remembered. Wendy, is Draymond Green about to become one of those? Is he going to get traded between now and tomorrow afternoon?
I think it's probably still, I would say, unlikely, but the Warriors feel it's enough of a situation that they came to him and let him know. And I would call this sort of a conscious uncoupling, to use modern verbiage. And Draymond is understanding of it. They don't want to surprise him. He is in the offer to the Milwaukee Bucks that is out on the table, and Draymond has taken action on himself. If he were traded, his plan would not be to remain in Milwaukee. He would want to be moved on. A team that would be possible if he were traded, and I can't emphasize the number of ifs I've said enough before I say this, but the Los Angeles Lakers would be a team he would have interest in, and they would have interest in him. But that would require the Bucks to take action on Giannis. What I think is interesting is they have now crossed the Rubicon here with Draymond Green. If he is not traded by tomorrow, it would not surprise me if these talks were revisited in the summer in the last year of his contract, whether it would be in another Giannis offer or somewhere else. And I think that's where we're getting to in this story.
Okay, so understanding that there are 6 or 7 ifs along the way, Iman Shumpert, I'm still interested. You put Draymond Green on these Lakers, what do they become?
I don't know what they become right away, but I do know that Draymond Green has an underrated basketball mind. I know we get caught up in the antics, we get caught up in the funny fouls, some of the quotes after the game. But when you start talking about a big man that figured out a way to dominate the game, defensively, grabbing rebounds, and then the ability to carry the threat of being a willing passer at the 4. Draymond Green did all those things. I played against that Warriors team that seemed like such a headache, and you focused on all the other guys, but when you took out Draymond Green for that, what was that game 4 or that game 5, we got to see how much of a hole he leaves in the lineup when he's not around. So make no mistake that Draymond Green has value. Does he have it at this age? We're going to see if he goes over there to be a Laker. But I think that Draymond, just having the basketball knowledge he has and the tools and gifts that he has, it's going to be kind of exciting to see him wear a different uniform.
Oh, we know he and LeBron are longtime friends. Seen them traveling all over Europe together. That would be something to watch. All right, Windy, let's run through a couple others. We mentioned the Memphis starting to disassemble its roster. The obvious next stop is Ja Morant. What do we expect there?
Yeah, so if you look at what they did with Desmond Bane last summer and you look at this trade, they have picked up 7 first-round picks and they've cleared over $300 million off of their books. That removes the pressure to really get any sort of meaningful return for Ja Morant, which is good because his value is not high out there. They can now shift if they want, instead of trying to trade him for value, to try to trade him and use him basically as money in a contract, but they would take on future money to get assets. This is an opportunity out there for somebody to not only buy low on Ja Morant, but also offload toxic assets as a part of getting Ja Morant. Will any team step up in the next 24 hours? That's what we're going to see. This is a player that is potentially a steal, but there's a lot of baggage that comes along with it.
For sure. There was a moment in time, Iman Shumpert, where I thought, and many thought, Ja Morant was on the verge of becoming one of the real faces of the NBA. That time feels like a very long time ago. Do you think he can recapture that? Could he wind up reclaiming whatever it is it appeared at one point he was certain to be?
Yeah, I think he does. I think the gift and the curse of the whole situation is Ja Morant's woes started off the floor. Nobody really had a problem with the spark plug of offense, the athleticism. It was just an off-the-floor thing. So I think getting him out of this situation that's run its course, if you can get him somewhere else, especially if it's in the right organization for him to learn and for him to calm down and just take a look at things from a different perspective, I think it goes right back into his development, and we see a different Ja Morant, but I hope we see the same Ja Morant at the same time.